Well, hello, everybody. I'm Wendell Martin, pastor of the Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church of Joliet, and I am also a proud graduate of Joliet Central High School class of 2000, and I have formerly been the MC for one of the African American read-ins, and I'm excited today as Joliet Township High School once again partners with the Joliet chapter of the National Hookup of Black Women to proudly virtually present this year's African American read-in in honor of Black History Month. The National African American Read-In encourages communities to read together, centering African American books and authors. It was established in 1990 by the Black Caucus of the National Council of Teachers of English. This initiative has reached more than 6 million participants worldwide, and we're excited to be a part of it. So in partnership with the community, the Joliet Township High School is committed to celebrating diversity, or the diversity of all of our schools, and fulfilling the words in our diversity statement. And that diversity statement reads, Joliet Township High School District 204 is committed to cultivating an inclusive community that values and embraces the diversity and respects the humanity of all people. That's what Joliet Township High School is all about, and we're excited to bring that to you today, and our African American reading be a part of that initiative, which was written by community members, students, parents, staff, Board of Education members, and we are working hard to fulfill that diversity statement. So enjoy. I want you all to dig in, engage in your reading, discuss them, be enlightened by them, but also celebrate them. Have a good one.
Weep not, she is not dead. She's resting in the blossom of Jesus. Heartbroken husband, weep no more. Griefing-stricken son, weep no more. Left lonesome daughter, weep no more. She's only just gone home. Day before yesterday morning, God was looking down from his great high heaven, looking down on all his children, and his eyes fell on Sister Caroline, tossing on her bed of pain, and God's big heart was touched with pity, with the everlasting pity. And God sat back on his throne, and he commanded that all bright angels standing at his right hand call me death. And that tall bright angel cried in a voice that broke like a clap of thunder, call death, call death. And the echo sounded down the street of heaven till it reached the way back to the shadowy place where death waits with his pale white horses.
That time we all heard it, cool and clear, cutting across the hot grit of the day. The major voice, the adult voice, foregoing rolling river, foregoing tearful tale of bale and barge, and other symptoms of an old despond. Warning, in music words devout and large, that we are each other's harvest, we are each other's business, we are each other's magnitude and bond.
What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? Or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat? Or crust over and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode?
Down in the bass, that steady beat, walking like marching feet. Down in the bass, that easy roll, rolling like I like it in my soul. Riffs, smears, breaks. Hey, Lottie Mama, do you hear what I said? Easy like I rock it in my bed.
This reward is not measured in money. It has to be measured in the happiness and welfare of the children, at once the most vulnerable citizens in any society and the greatest of our treasures. The reward of which we're speaking will and must also be measured by the happiness and welfare of the mothers and fathers who must walk the earth without fear of being robbed or killed for political or material profit, or spat upon because of who they are. The value of this shared reward will and must be measured by the joyful peace which will triumph, because the common humanity that bonds both black and white into one human race will have said to each one of us that we shall all live like children of God. Let the strivings of us all prove Martin Luther King Jr. to have been correct when he said that humanity can no longer be tragically bound to the starless midnight of racism and war. Let the efforts of us all prove that he was not merely a dreamer when he spoke of the beauty of genuine brotherhood and peace being more precious than diamonds or silver or gold. Let a new age truly dawn.
I know instantly whether I should take a role. If my skin tingles as I read the script, then it is absolutely something I must do. But if my stomach turns, I do not touch the project, because if I did, I'd end up on a psychiatrist's couch. Either my spirit can take the story or it cannot, and my senses have never misled me. This is how I knew, with unequivocal assurance, that I was meant to act in Sounder. But you're too young, too pretty, too sexy to play the mom, I was told. I was 47 then, though. For years, at the suggestion of my first director, Warren Coleman, I've been claiming to be a full decade younger. With taut, cocoa skin clinging to my secret. What does my appearance have to do with acting? I retorted, amused, that I, a schoolgirl, once called a skinny little nappy head, was now being ruled out as too attractive.
It was the first day back after spring break, and all seemed fine and cool. No place was better or more safe than Peacetime Elementary School. Every child was eager to play with old friends, and even play with new. There were blocks for playing, and rocks for weighing, and so much more to do. Our class was great, the best around. It was called the Life Lessons Cafe. We sang, we laughed, we never frowned, and we learned along the way.
Lift every voice and sing. To earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat, have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed.
Let the soul rest from so much digging and wait until it's dry before you water it. The leaf inclined to find its own direction. Give it a chance to seek the sunlight for itself. Much growth is stunned by too careful holding, too eager tenderness. The things we love, we have to learn to leave alone.
Suffering did not end with emancipation, because the violence and the oppression of white supremacy took different forms and employed different means to achieve the same end, the subjugation of Black people. In Christian theology, for many African Americans maintain that same great challenge to explain from the perspective of history and faith how life could be made meaningful in the face of death, how hope could remain alive in the world of Jim Crow segregation. These were the challenges that shaped Black religious life in the United States.
She does not know her beauty. She thinks her brown body has no glory. If she could dance naked under palm trees and see her image in the river, she would know. But there are no palm trees on the street, and dishwater gives back no images.
The Negro Church, however, although not a shadow of what it ought to be, is the great asset of the race. It is a part of the capital that the race must invest to make its future. The Negro Church has taken the lead in education in the schools of the race. It has supplied a forum for the thought of the highly educated Negro. It has originated a large portion of the business controlled by Negroes, and in many cases it has made it possible for Negro professional men to exist. It is unfortunate then that these classes do not do more to develop the institution. In thus neglecting it, they are throwing away what they have to obtain something which they think they need.
Boy, you tell my tale, cause I couldn't read, couldn't write, back there in slavery night, worked from can't see to can't see, I wasn't born free. Somehow my blood, I knew you'd come along, pick up the pieces and make a song.
Has the government effort to bribe our people with token integration made our plight better? or has it made it worse? When you try to integrate the white community in search of better housing, the whites there fled to the suburbs, and the community that you thought would be integrated soon deteriorated into another all-black slum. What happened to the liberal whites? Why did they flee? We thought that they were supposed to be our friends, and why did the neighborhood deteriorate only after our people moved in? The only one who has benefited is the white real estate agent who poses as our friend, as a liberal, who sells us the house in a community destined by its own greed scheme to become nothing but a high-priced slum area.
Human beings are more alike than unalike, and what is true anywhere is true everywhere. Yet I encourage travel to as many destinations as possible for the sake of education as well as pleasure. It is necessary, especially for Americans, to see other lands and experience other cultures. The American, living in this vast country and able to traverse 3,000 miles east to west using the same language, needs to hear languages as they collide in Europe, Africa, and Asia. I do not mean to suggest that simply overhearing a foreign tongue adds to one's understanding of that language. I do know, however, that being exposed to the existence of other languages increases the perception that the world is populated by people who not only speak differently from oneself, but whose cultures and philosophies are other than one's own.
Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please. And to a man, the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes, and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me.
I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel.
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room? Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soul for cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meetings of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. From a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm the black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise.